This is Kitco Mining's special coverage of the Future Minerals Forum.
Hello and welcome to Kitco Mining's coverage of the Future Minerals Forum in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is Paul Harris with Kitco Minerals Mining. We're here at the King Abdul Aziz International Conference Center, and joining me today is His Excellency Bandar Alkhorayef, Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Your Excellency, Ahlan wa marhaban bikum. Thank you very much. Now, we're here at the Future Minerals Forum. Thank you very much for hosting us. It is, I must say, a very impressive event. You've obviously put a great deal of effort in here. You've got an incredible audience, an incredible delegation here. For the Ministerial Roundtable yesterday, you had 90 mining ministers from around the world, the largest gathering of mining ministers ever. And during that event, you signed agreements with several countries focused on building a robust and sustainable mining ecosystem in Saudi Arabia. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is making a big push to develop its mineral resources. Can you tell us a little bit about the plan and what the goals are, please?
Thank you, and thank you for being here also with us. It's really a great opportunity. As you mentioned, the Future Mineral Forum have evolved to where it is today. This is a collective effort by, of course, Saudi Arabia believing in its role to play, but also it's a collective effort with the partners around the world, especially those ones who we started with in 2022. The mining for us in Saudi is an important feeder. We look to mining to be the third industrial pillar after oil and gas and petrochemicals. The reason for that is we are mindful of the endowments that we have as a country, and we are exploring our country and getting to know more and more about the resources. That's what led us in the last Future Mineral Forum in 2024 to announce the new numbers of $2.5 trillion. This is an effort of both private sector but also government in both geological survey and exploration. I'm happy to say that today, with that amount of resources, plus what we also have been able to produce in terms of legal framework, from tax regime to the licensing process and the overall investment policy that we have, an investment law, is attracting a lot of international interest. We are the fastest growing region, and therefore we believe that Saudi Arabia is definitely going to achieve its targets of being a mining hub.
I think so too. A number of the companies I've spoken with say it's very refreshing to be in a country where the government actually wants mining and helps facilitate the permitting, the different processes to speed up their exploration and development processes. We are in interesting times in terms of geopolitics, increasing tensions between the United States and China. Your ability to convene 90 mining ministers, I think, is very impressive. And it does suggest that Saudi Arabia is positioning itself as a global intermediary, a middle kingdom, if you like, to balance the stresses and demands of different geopolitical blocks as the world looks to develop the critical minerals, the future minerals that it needs for electrification, energy transition, etc. Is that a deliberate policy to try and position Saudi Arabia as the ally with everybody?
It's part of I think what we have as values as a country. Saudi Arabia has been and is friends to everybody. We are in an area of the world also where there is a lot of tension, and we don't want to add fire to the fire or oil to the fire. We want to be a region, a country where we can bring people together. The round table with 90 countries participating, with very high representation, 50 ministers, 13 vice ministers. I think this is a true demonstration that everybody feels that Saudi Arabia also is balanced when it comes to its political agenda and its economic agenda. We have 40 non-government organizations. They play an important role in helping the agenda of the future mineral forum overall. But back to the question, the reality is that when we looked at our mining strategy and we looked at different countries and their successful stories and others that are not so successful, what was clear is that without having clarity on international collaboration, we will always not capture the real value of mining. So we need to connect with others. Sometimes we have the resources and we need the help of others for the technology, for the investment. Sometimes others have the resources. We have the ability to do the processing. We have the energy competitiveness. We have a beautiful location between different regions of the world. So that is where we see how we can maximize the value of mining as a strategy.
Okay. The kingdom has had great success in the past developing its oil resources and working with partners to do that, although it perhaps hasn't always been a happy history. What lessons can you take forward from your history of oil production to use to help shape your mining industry?
I think this is an excellent question. Today, people remember the early days of oil. Old people, oil, when oil was discovered in Saudi Arabia, it changed the face of the country. People saw the value of that resource and how we should be all together protecting that resource and helping a country get the best out of it. The same thing I think is happening in mining. We have great examples today. Our phosphate deposits in the north, in Wadi Shamal, have changed also the landscape, the social fabric there, help the community there to bring up the area, more education, more jobs. So people feel tangible, I would say, return for their own community. And that's why when we started the first auction, actually, and this is really a funny story, that the explorers, the companies who were coming here, they were very surprised because some of the people actually opened their backyard for people to dig in their backyard and to look for resources. So it's a positive attitude, and it is our responsibility as a government to keep it that way. And we will only keep it that way if we ensure that also companies do their portion of responsibility to help the communities around them.
Now, Kitco, one of Kitco's strengths is reporting on the gold sector, gold prices, things of that nature. World Gold Council figures show that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now holds the 15th largest gold reserves in the world at over 320 tons. What role does gold play strategically for Saudi Arabia?
Well, gold is the first mine that was opened by King Abdul Aziz, the founder of this country, was more than 100 years ago. It was gold, and we continue to see gold as an important resource. We are now looking at how we can participate in the supply chain, in the refinery. Gold is a product where credibility is very important, so we want to have also the right system to make sure that gold from Saudi Arabia is traceable. It has the right endorsement, and we are working with investors to have a refinery here, and this would allow Saudi not only to refine gold from Saudi but also from abroad.
Unfortunately, Your Excellency, I think we're out of time. So, Your Excellency Bandar Alkhorayef, shukran laka.
Thank you. Shukran lak also.
Stay tuned for more from FMS from Kitco Mining. My name's Paul Harris, and this is Kitco Mining.
This is Kitco Mining's special coverage of the Future Minerals Forum.